the 4 that you like. Wait, what? Oh, it's being recorded. Okay.
Yeah.
And you send using your, it doesn't show up on mine. Wait a second. David, what is it that it's a chat room? Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Yeah.
Send just to David the 4 votes that you have of your favorite, what you think are the best of these 11 images. And I'm going to show them to you now. Just a minute. I've gotta come back to this. Now, are you seeing this whole picture?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna have to open it up a little bit for me, because I have to switch it around. Tell me if you can't see, sometimes this pops in at the bottom. But what I'm gonna do is these 11 shots, I'm gonna show them to you one at a time, come back to this picture, then show them to you one at a time again. You get to vote for 4 of them. Okay. This is number 1. Okay, are you seeing a complete screenshot?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Well,
I'm
you have
seeing
a,
your Lightroom toolbar at the top.
yeah, we
going
do
through
see
the
that.
photo.
Okay. Now is it full?
Yep.
You got it?
Good.
Okay. This is number 1. This is number 2. This is number 3. This is number 4. This is number 5. This is number 6. This is number 7. This is number 8. This is number 9. This is number 10. And this is number 11. Okay, take a look at this. I'm going to go through this one more time. Remember, you each have 4 votes. Oh, you'll send it in the chat room to David. Make sure you have it like a number and a comma and a number and a comma. Don't just put them all together. It just is too hard to figure out. Okay, I'm going to go through them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, make these a little bit bigger. Oops. No, I can't. Send your votes to David. What we're gonna do is David will give me the top 3 or 4 or 5, however, because we oftentimes have ties. And what we'll then do is critique the rest of them and then a second vote. Dave Mosier, you were, this is your first one, I think, in the Zoom. That's how we do that. We usually get at least 4, but a minimum of 3, but we could get 5 or more. But we want to make sure we get everybody that has taken a picture, that's submitted a picture, to get some feedback on their photo.
Just realized I'm muted.
Be muted is okay.
There's a lot of people I would agree with you.
That are complaining about their bank statement. Can't just click off the mic. How you doing, David?
I'm just double checking everything.
Okay, good.
Okay, here we go. Here's your top 3.
Okay. Do we have any ties?
Yeah, but it's only among the top 3.
Didn't you want the top 4? I thought it was the top 4.
No, it goes, if we have a say one that has 5 votes, one that has 4 votes, and 2 of them that have 3 votes, then we'd have 4. Okay, David, which ones are they? What numbers?
1, 4, and 5.
1, 4, and 5. Okay, so what we're going to do now is critique the other 8. He started, wait a minute, I gotta, hold on a second, I gotta write this down. So 1, 4, and 5. Okay. And remember, composition, exposure. What was the third one? Oh, clarity. What do you think about this one?
I really want to go there.
My waiters and a shotgun.
Do you want to go there and stay overnight?
I don't necessarily want to stay the night, but there's a kid in me that goes, yeah, I want to go there.
I want to know who the architect is.
I bet you the architect is either a fisherman or a duck hunter.
Mm.
Or an alligator wrestler.
In today's market, that go for $1 million, I
So what that, is that number 2?
This is number 2.
Yeah. So that, that was mine and, obviously it was just kind of a joke, but I spent a week in the bayous in Louisiana taking pictures of bird life and, all kinds of things. And one of the things that we saw a lot of were duck blinds. So that was the best duck blind that I saw. So that's why I submitted it.
That's a hell of a duck blind.
It's fabulous.
Think about making that. That's like building a big building. Where'd you get all the material?
Well, there's a lot of that moss and hanging off all the trees. So I don't think you worried about too much about that. But it was big.
It looks
Probably-
big.
Could hold quite a few people.
I'm just trying to figure out where you stick a gun out of that to shoot at a duck.
I'm not
That
a
looks
duck
like a-
hunter, so
yeah,
I don't know.
That looks like Jean Paul Lafitte's hangout to me. So
Okay. What about this one? Number 3.
I want to know where it goes. I guess.
Into the darkness.
Going
That's
to a
one of the
movie
things I
theater.
think is most as positive about this is it leads my eye and my brain into where are we going?
Yeah, right. What's there?
Scary
Well,
movie.
I actually shot this, and obviously with my back surgery, I can't move around a lot. So I went, okay, this is just the stairs in our townhouse, but I sent Randy a message that I titled it Alfred Hitchcock's View as a Baby.
I was going to say Bates Motel. Yeah.
Yeah,
You have to be a little older to really get an idea about that one. I like that it's clarity from the beginning to the end. Did you just take it with a F16 or something? You remember?
well, it's a 15 millimeter lens, but I think I shot it at like f8. So, yeah.
Okay. What about this one? This is 6.
Yeah, I gotta say, I love details in architecture. I love this photo.
Oh, great.
I don't know where it is, but I thought it was great.
It's beautiful.
I like it. I just don't know what it is.
Do you have to
I
know
don't
what it
even
is?
care
No.
what it-
No, you don't.
No, but to me, it doesn't speak architecture.
Beautiful.
So I like it. It's nice. I like the design, the flow of it, the grain of the wood,
Mhm.
the contrast, but I have no idea what it is.
Looks like lighted steps.
Oh,
I think it looks like a ceiling.
Yeah, I thought it was the ceiling. So somebody please tell me where it is.
It's the steps in my house, the
Oh,
curved steps. And-
Oh,
And, this is not a great photograph, but I was just a little proud of myself for seeing it because I think if it hadn't been for the theme articles, I wouldn't have seen this photo. And so for me, it's a new way of seeing.
I love it.
I really like that. I really like it, but I also really like that all of those, now that you've said that are steps, all of them are in focus because they're not the same distance, I wouldn't think, from where you took the shot. Are they?
Well, I used a fairly big f-stop, I think.
Is the a lower right-hand corner, is that the top of the steps?
The lower right hand is the bottom of the steps, and the upper left is the top of the steps.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a mind bender, isn't it?
it is. So,
Mm.
so why is the background white? Is it a white floor or something?
It's the risers
Yeah.
are white. The risers on the step
Oh.
are white. And the steps and the floors are the brown oak.
Wow. I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, it's a very optical illusion looking. It almost looks like those are lit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought maybe it was the ceiling of something and you were looking out into the sky.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Mm.
Interesting. Okay. Now, this is going to be interesting. We've got two pictures that are very, not similar pictures, but are of the same architecture,
Right.
just at a different angle. What do
This
you
is
think
a
of this one?
really nice photograph of the visitor center. I really like that.
It's an unusual angle looking up like that. I like it too.
It really helped to catch a cloudy day.
Yeah. That sets it off.
It would have been great if somebody had put a polarizer on that and you could see in it.
Mm,
Oh, inside.
See in the glass windows.
yeah. I
Who's
just
up
think
for-
it did a really nice job of capturing. That is such a dynamic roof line. Actually, everything about that building is dynamic.
Wait, is this the one at the southern end of the park?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
I've
Craig
never been
Thomas.
out,
Craig
I've been
Thomas.
inside of it dozens of times, but I've never been outside like this. I've got to go and look at it from here.
Yeah, it's cool.
Well, on the other side of the building is really cool too. It's got a very almost Japanese garden type look on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great building, but a good shot. Boy, I would have loved to put a polarizer on that. So, I don't know if it would have killed all the reflections, but put somebody inside with about 5 lights.
Whose photograph is that?
That's Becky Hawkins.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Becky just sent a chat that she had to get off for a second. She's switching to her car. I don't know if she's back on yet.
Yeah, I'm back on, but I'm gonna lose you. I'm going over the pass. Yes, that's my photo.
Wonderful photo.
beautiful.
I like the way it emphasizes the roof line. It like a big M. And it really sets that off because that's what I look at is that roof line and that the sky is saying, no, don't look at me. But I
That's
also
because you
agree
think
with
it says
David about
Michigan.
if you could see inside the building, that would add to
Maybe I could
Randy,
sell it to an M&M factory.
it.
Well, I think Randy thinks it says Michigan.
No, wait a minute. Let me do it this way. Which one do you like the most? I think this is adds to the feedback that the two photographers have. Which one do you like the most and why?
Looks like this photographer might have used a polarizing filter. At least you can see through the glass on this one, the one on the right.
Uh-huh.
From an architectural point of view, I prefer the one on the right because the photographer went to a length to keep the vertical line reasonably straight, and so it's a more true representation of the building in that regard.
So it goes back to your comment at
From
the
an
very
artistic
beginning.
point of view, I like the one on the left because the slanting in of the right side and of the left side points you more towards the center of the building and towards that inverted M for it's Michigan, right? It's not Michigan State. Is that right, Randy?
Certainly wouldn't be Michigan State. That would have to have a big Spartan on it.
Okay. Probably an
Anyway.
M for
Ben, what?
probably an M for moose.
There you go.
Actually, you guys,
Interesting that these were not taken on the same kind of day. The one on the right was taken on a fair sky day. And I like the way the sky is reflected in the windows.
I kind of like the symmetry aspect of the one on the left.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah, I do
Yeah,
too.
it's more pleasing to the eyes to me that way.
so one of the
But we're all different, so.
I
one of
think,
the,
yeah, they're both beautiful because they're
Yeah,
both, again, yeah, really dynamic.
Yeah.
That building's a wonderful subject.
Yeah. Don't you just want to
Maybe-
crawl up that fireplace?
Maybe from a,
I was just
design
thinking of how I
aspect.
like that fireplace on the right-hand side. It really stands out to be holding that building. While the one on the left, it's the big M.
Right.
I
So-
think that maybe the architect was looking to mirror the mountains with the M.
Oh, yeah. Good
If you,
point, Ben.
if you look at the roof line from the other side, it does indeed mimic the mountains, and that was his.
Right. Yeah, I suspect that that's what the intent was.
When I contrast the two, the one on the left, the ground in front of the building is clutter, and I would have cropped it out. But on the right, I think it adds a lot to the image, particularly all the stuff at the bottom of the chimney.
Who is the architect?
The one on the left is Becky?
No,
And
the
one on
architect.
right
The
is Tim.
architect, yeah, the architect.
I keep thinking the architects, well, I was gonna say local, but I'm not sure about that. Was it Carney Logan?
I don't know. I remember a lot of people didn't like it, and I just don't get why they don't like it. They wanted a log building, and I'm like,
Yeah.
for God's sakes, if I see another log building, I'm gonna throw up.
Oh, okay, like traditional national park
Yeah,
architecture. Yeah,
Well,
no,
record
I just
of that.
think
Yeah.
this is architecturally, this is a local prize.
yeah, absolutely. I agree with you.
Where is this at?
It's at the
The
Moose
southern
Visitor Center.
entrance.
It's the
park
Nebraska
headquarters.
National Park Visitor Center.
Okay.
And being there on a morning with the sun lighting up the mountains, it is gorgeous. Look, being inside, those windows are huge.
Randy, the one on the right's also a good example of how diagonal lines strengthen an image. Because you've got you got some diagonals off of the stoop, which was pointed out, which I think really helps anchor that image. But then you've also got the semi-diagonal lines of the window panes leading you into the chimney. So it's
Yeah.
it's a beautiful
Okay.
composition, and the same
Yeah.
thing with the roof lines. I mean, it's just drawing me. No matter how I look at it, I always end up at the chimney.
And who shot? Okay, that's Becky's. Who shot the other one?
Tim,
Tim Cully.
Oh, cool. Great
Nice,
shot.
Tim. Nice job.
Actually, I mean, both of them are great shots. I like both of them.
Yeah.
The architect was Bolin Jackson,
Thank you.
Bolin Jackson,
That's not local.
No,
but is an
No.
American
Yeah.
architect.
Yeah, it was Carney Logan that did the Lawrence Rockefeller Preserve.
oh, really?
I
Wow.
think so, yeah.
Well, that's nice too.
Well, that'd have been another place to take pictures of. Okay, all right. What about this one?
I really like the idea that somebody made an attempt to try to do some architectural detail, which I think people walk by a lot, but I find the really great architects pay attention to little things. I mean, I know it's a bridge, but these are the kind of things I tend to look at in life. So,
I was and am a little confused by it. And for me, these three balls or whatever it is that they are, become the focus, the attention that's what's grabbed my attention. I would say cutting it off at the top and cutting some of this on the right off would do a better job, because that other part on the top and the right are, at least for me, are distracting. Oops.
I'm
What do the
wondering
rest of
if
you
it
think?
had been shot at a lower angle so that those bolts or whatever they are all showed.
Completely.
Equally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. Like I said, I think it's a good attempt. You could adjust the angle a lot, but and who shot this? I assume this is the bike path over the snake, right?
Yeah, it was me, David.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I love these little details on things. So
and if it had been shot at a little lower, it looks like you get a
Okay.
reflection on
Yeah.
those.
Penny, did you crawl over the rail?
No, I was on it's right at the beginning of the bridge and there's a big
Ah.
wing. So, yeah, I was hand holding it. So, yeah, and my lens was the wrong lens. So that's what we got.
But the left-hand side of it has lots of nice detail in it. Up in here, but I really would like to, what are
Yeah.
those bolts or what are those?
Yeah, the
balls?
bolts hold the big wires on.
Yeah,
The
it's
long,
Oh,
the big long wire comes into that
so
piece of
these
metal.
wires
Yeah,
are located,
exactly. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I would have converted that to black and white also. And
I think black and white would be powerful.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think,
because this beige color kind of is distracting. Oh, yeah.
I think it would help to crop it on the left too, like crop it to where
Get
the
rid of
gray-
that. Yep.
Yep.
This would be a great image to submit to the, what should I do type format.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think get some really decent, good ideas about how to. There's a lot to this that I think has a lot of potential.
And it's
Thanks,
an
Bob.
architectural picture.
Mhm.
Okay.
This image would have worked for me if it wasn't fuzzy.
I agree.
And
So Barney, what did I do wrong? Because on my computer, when I did it, it was very sharp. And I was shocked to see it the way it was tonight.
what size file did you send to Randy?
This is an example. It was not a megapixels.
Well, okay, but how many pixels per inch is it? Or how many pixels on the long side is it?
Wait a second. Let me get off there. Oh, wait a minute.
So it's just
Here.
500 by
Yeah,
500 by 368 ain't going to cut it.
Right.
Lou, you could just, when you export this out of Lightroom, just do it at 2500 by 2500.
Okay,
And that will give you about a 3 megabyte file, 3 to 5, depending upon whether it's color or black and white. If it's black and white, it's going to be smaller, and Randy can handle that. And it attaches well to your email, and you'll never have that problem again.
Yeah,
Great.
see up here, file size 64
So that's
KB.
really low. Yeah.
Yep.
Randy,
Yeah.
just to take a moment here, just click on the photo and hit export.
Wait a minute.
Where is that? That's a beautiful building.
it's in Virginia Beach. It was a building from the 1930s,
Wow,
the
That is-
Cavalier Hotel.
that's
Where
gorgeous.
The
Export.
entertainers and the presidents used to come and they've restored it. So it's beautiful.
Yeah.
In Virginia Beach. Oh my God.
There's the export.
Okay, so for Lou and anybody else who's having this problem, did you see Randy just hit the export?
Let me go back again here. Okay, now we're gonna, whoops. No, but that always shows, because when they're smaller size, they turn out that way. So now I'm gonna go down and hit export. Whoops. Export, and I'm gonna go down to the bottom.
Okay, Randy, you got okay, right here, this where it says image sizing. That literally needs to be at least 1800.
Yeah, hit that.
2500 is better,
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
but the resolution at 72 is fine because we're going to be.
Randy, put it in both 2500 by 2500, because the Lightroom will only take it 2500 to the longest side.
Oh,
Well, okay, Randy, we can't see your, there's another box there that says long, well, okay, hit the dimensions button.
Dimensions.
Dimensions, the pull down in image sizing.
Wait a minute,
Now,
tell me
image
what?
sizing, listen, okay, image sizing,
Yep,
and right there where it says dimensions,
yep.
you can
Oh.
also say long edge, short edge, but if you
Oh,
did that, it's gonna make the, yeah, 2572 for us viewing on the screen is probably gonna be perfect, fine. Or you can do both.
But that's, I can't send it to myself because what it was sent to me is smaller.
Well, right now,
Right.
when you're dealing with one, it's, but I'm just saying, when y'all have your original, when you do an export, have it at least 1800, but it, like Barney said, if you do 2500 and you'll be fine. But when you're sending them, this one is 500, it's gonna look like this, it's gonna look fuzzy.
Okay,
So that's really helpful. Thank you.
you're welcome. There was another one that, I can't remember what one it was now, but. Okay, what about this one?
I'm hoping this is the one that has the duck blind out back.
Well, for me, I like the picture, but I would like to see in a tighter crop to get the green roof out of the picture, you know, and focus on that tall tower and the arc of the gateway.
Randy, we see your histogram and everything showing up over the photo.
Wait a second, what? Oh, wait a second. Not that. This.
yeah.
There you
Is that
go.
right?
Got it.
Yeah.
You know, there is a way in Lightroom to straighten the building so that the lines are
Right.
absolutely straight. And it bothers me a little bit to see them leaning in on each side,
It's the transform panel.
called transform.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, let me. Wait a second here.
Gotta go to the develop module. Gotta go to the develop module.
Let's see.
Develop module. Get your menus up the top of the screen.
Oh, okay, here. Oh, okay.
There, develop.
Develop.
Scroll down in the panel there.
Transform. So, yeah.
Transform
Transform.
and just click the arrow.
Click which?
Auto.
Auto,
does a
try
great job.
auto.
Most of
Oh,
the
here.
time, auto's all you need to do.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
what was that?
Oh, yeah.
Magic.
Good call.
Yeah.
Good request. Because that's that Teton County, that's what I tried doing it this way. I didn't realize that there was an auto. Yeah, that makes a big difference. Oh, we're all learning something today. Well, at least some of us are learning something today.
You should know if you do that extremely, it's adding pixels.
Oh,
So
Yeah,
I mean, it-
when you change the perspective, depending upon how you're doing it, you're either stretching pixels or you're compressing pixels.
Ah,
so if you try to
you
blow
wanna
that
be
up really
real
big,
careful. You got to be real careful with that.
if you try to blow it up and print it, you may see that.
And if you've ever had your pixels compressed, you know how painful it is.
Yeah. But not nearly as much if you've had them stretched.
okay.
Moving along.
Moving along. Okay, so that gives us, we'll go back to, wait a second here. Yes.
So did we hear where that mini castle is?
It's in
Kathy?
Northeast Ohio.
Okay.
Oh,
Really?
It's now in one of our metro parks. It was intended to be a country estate. This was the gatehouse.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
wow.
the wife
Really?
moved to the country, so the mansion was never built. So this is all that was ever built. And then he gave the land to the parks.
Okay. Now here are our final three. Now you only get one vote. Ready?
Yes.
And now the numbers are 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, this is one.
And Randy, your bar of something is across there again. Oh,
This,
there you go.
better?
Top
Okay.
And the
And the
top.
top one.
Yeah. Why does that keep happening?
See, I can't see what you see. I'm kind of blind on this one. Now, is it clear? That's all.
Yes.
Okay, this is number one. This is number two. This is number three. You want me to give you another big view, I can.
Yes.
Okay. One. Two. Three. Now you only get one vote this time.
Randy, hit G, that will put you back. There you go. Thank you.
Okay, while you're sending your vote, remember, it was only one, you can only vote for one of them, to David, let's talk about these three. Give some feedback to these three: composition, exposure. What's the other one?
Clarity.
Clarity.
Lighting. Yeah. I think that's just a wonderful picture. I love the colors.
And the shapes, the colors and the
Yeah, the colors
shapes.
and the shapes, right.
The shadows.
Shadows are great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
they're
it goes
gorgeous.
One of the few
flat.
times where I think HDR really works well. I mean, because to me, it almost hits me as a watercolor painting
Yeah.
rather than a photograph. And that's a nice way to finish that.
And I have to say, I agree with exactly what Barney said. I have tried to photograph this before and failed. So I'm really happy that somebody pulled this off.
Where is that?
It's the
the
Theater
back
for
of
the
the
Arts.
room.
Yeah.
That's the backside.
Of the Art Association? Is that
Yeah.
what you
Yeah.
said?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen that. Oh.
I like it because it's so geometric.
Mhm.
Angles
I mean,
and all the squares and it's like, it looks like a painting that somebody did and they made figured out the colors and all that. It's, and the sky is nice. Was this, I'll have to ask later after we've done all this. Was this in the latest Lightroom sky?
Photoshop.
Yeah, I was, like I said, I've tried to photograph this before and I like the way it came out here. Mine were failures.
Where did you say this was, David?
It's at the Theater for the Arts.
Oh, okay.
Center
Yeah,
for the
so
Arts. Center for the
It's
Arts.
coming in from the, I guess, the north side, right? No, the south side. Sorry.
I
It
love the
almost looks like
shadow.
an architectural plan before it's actually a building.
Yeah,
And what Barney said about it looking almost like a watercolor or something.
Yeah.
Definitely the HDR, everything came together for it. Very almost abstract, but
The
very
only
great.
place to me
Beautiful
that looks,
shadow in the middle. The shadow just is fabulous.
So I was just gonna say, even that
In the
angle
green.
shadow.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, it
one
wouldn't be
thing,
the same without that shadow.
okay, here's the second one.
I have to say, this is another one of those isolating an element that I really am fascinated with. Whoever
yeah,
did a great job.
it's so sharp.
yeah.
I probably would have made this a black and white, but then the value with the sky might have all blended together. So I don't know.
So
I
where
really
is,
like the colors though, the blues,
Yeah.
the grays, and that
Yeah.
little bit of rusty brown. I like the color.
where is that one?
Griggs.
Oh,
An airport? Is it an airport?
Yeah. Out by the airport or out by the high school.
It's been there like 30 years and never finished,
Oh, you mean it's an unfinished structure?
right?
Wow.
It went against some building code.
That they
In
just left.
Jackson?
And now it's art,
Drinks.
which by the way, we had a Venetian blind break. And I describe it as modern art. My son said it looked like meth people were living here. I said, we're not meth heads.
Wow.
Yeah,
And that's
this
just
one's not
fantastic.
fair.
It's so moody,
Yeah.
very dark
Well,
mood.
The composition is just wonderful on this one.
Yeah.
So your
I
eye
could-
knows right where to go. It starts at the top of the building and just moves down to the left.
I just think that's spectacular. And the lighting
Yeah.
on it as well.
Does this take in Rexburg?
Yep.
No, Ashton.
Actually,
It was in Alpine.
no, it was, I thought it was Kimmer.
I think I saw this. I think I saw this image in Gary Cooper's movie, The Fountainhead.
Okay.
If anybody's familiar with that film of his.
Oh, wow.
I don't know about that, but I really would really love King Kong photoshopped on the top.
I was thinking Superman.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Man.
All of the above.
To get it back to the picture,
Ben.
I
wait a
really
minute, I
like
gotta
the
say
way,
something. The fact that Ben can remember that movie.
I really like the way the
That's
wires
just
on the
the way this
bridge
thing
light
works.
up and some of the windows light up and the cloud behind it light up. It just,
Yeah, the lighting is perfect.
we talked before about it takes you to look at things. This picture really takes you to look at things.
Right.
And yet it's artistic. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not just a building.
No,
And
Artistic.
it also gives you a feeling of just, grandeur, just it being huge. You have this bridge that because of the architecture of the bridge, that's a big bridge, and you just have this ginormous building behind it.
Well, and I think the other great thing is it's very hard to isolate a building in a large city. So the isolation between those two structures and hardly anything else is fantastic.
At first I was worried about the fact that it was way more in focus, the lower part of the building, and then went out of focus. But then it seemed to me that with the clouds, that was kind of a natural thing. But could you have changed and made the upper part of the building also sharper?
It looks sharp to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
looks
looks
sharp
sharp
to
to
me
me.
as well.
You could have taken maybe two and merged them.
I think the lower ones are sharper because they're a reflection of light, while the light isn't reflected in the same way at the top.
If you look at the very top of the building, it looks like it's in focus. So.
Oh, yeah. I think it's in focus. It's just not reflecting in the same way.
I agree.
You don't have the brilliance up there.
Yeah.
Is this New York City?
Yes.
New York City.
Barney, this is your photograph. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Barney.
Oh,
Couldn't we guess?
should have, yeah.
What building is that?
It's One Manhattan. It's a building that was just recently completed.
Yeah.
Really?
And we can talk a little bit more about it, but I walk out onto the end of a pier, and in order to move the supports of the Manhattan Bridge to get that perspective, as opposed, because otherwise, if you just shoot right from the beach, then it's more the bridge and not the building. So that was we had a big storm come through on Saturday, and the light is actually pretty much natural, because the sun just broke through and just lit up the building for 10 or 15 minutes, and then it was gone.
Nice.
Is that where you are now, Barney?
No, I'm in Chapel Hill.
The one thing, I think it was David that said this, that you just don't get buildings, big buildings like this that are set off like this. That's what really makes this picture stand out to me. I see lots of buildings in New York City or whatever, where it's just bunches of buildings. This is the Manhattan Bridge is old, and that building is new. That's kind of cool, the way that they're related like that.
You want the votes?
Yes. Third place.
Third place is number 2.
Third place is number 2. I have been there a dozen times. This is the first time I was able to take a picture where I got rid of all the junk, because that really has been there 30 years and it's just a junkyard underneath it.
I'm gonna have to come over and see that. That's a travesty of a mockery of a sham.
Well, my wife tells me that the reason was that they broke the rules of how close a building like that could be to an airport. That's why.
So they just left them there.
They left them there. And
Didn't they have to take it down?
there's all the signs that you're not allowed to go there, and I break the rules of signs. I mean, I'm been doing that all my life. But if it's like there's tons of stuff that all they had to do was put on. But somebody said that they liked the colors in the
Yeah.
top there. It was the light that was kind of behind me that made it a little bit different this time. Okay, what's second place?
Second place is number 1.
Okay. Second place is Sue. You want to tell us about it, Sue?
So in answer to your question, that was the actual sky.
Oh,
And yeah, but there was a break of blue in there that was really annoying. So I can't tell you how much time I spent with a clone stamp and a healing brush, brushing that out of there to even out the sky.
Very nice.
Very nice. You know,
So was that an HDR?
I actually went in the Nick collection, into the Color FX Pro.
Yeah.
There is a function called detail extractor. So I actually kind of flattened it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's incredible. Well, detail extractor is a very powerful tool. And but I just love this. I think that, you know, if you were ever to print this on canvas, it would be spectacular.
Yeah,
It
I'm
does
going to
look
echo
like
that.
a
You ought to
painting.
print this.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
CJ's got a brand new big printer.
Takes up her whole living room.
Okay, and I must have gone to that spot about 4 different times, and it was that day when those shadows showed up. I think Charlotte was talking about them,
Yeah.
the shadows on that green portion, and I went, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've walked by that so many times and tried to, and I'm going, yeah, the light's wrong or something. Something was always off. And yeah, this came out super. Yeah, you got to print that and hang it somewhere.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
really on canvas might be the best because it would look like a watercolor.
Mhm. It looked like a
Right.
So
painting.
Barney, can you tell me more about that detail extractor? I mean, I was just dinking around and went, oh, that's interesting.
It's probably one of the favorite filters that I use in Color Effects Pro, and
Oh.
it has dramatic effect. It can have dramatic effects, and you do have to be careful and not overdo it. But I mean, I could see how it would make your shadows kind of pop because the way it handles the edges, it just really enhances the contrast right on those edges without generating halos. And it's a remarkable tool.
Well, thank you.
We want a lesson on it, Barney.
Talk to Sue.
No, I'm talking to you about that whole thing. Yes, I think that would be really valuable to us.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, and number 1, Barney, tell us more about it.
Well, I was, as serendipity would have it, I was up in New York City taking a workshop on architectural photography.
Oh, God.
So I had to laugh about that,
Yeah.
but
He gets a
actually,
demerit.
the woman that taught it just got awarded in International Architectural Photography of the Year for the 2nd time. And it was just a word or two about the workshop, because most of these workshops, the person takes you out in the field and you just shoot. I'd say 60% of the time was classroom time, and we're talking about theory of drawing, and in black and white photography, how important it is to have a complete tonal range from 0 to 10, and to use your shadows and enhance your shadows in specific areas in order to take your image to the next level. And she had each of us submit one of our images in a black and white image, at which the last day she kind of went through each image and gave us comments about how she would make it better. And in every single case, she made it a heck of a lot better. So it was a very worthwhile and interesting time. The afternoons were set to, we were out in the city and we were photographing. And when you're in a group of 10 photographers with tripods and all this stuff, and you set up on the sidewalk, which is fine, you can do that in New York City, the New Yorkers will always stop and start asking you, say, who's coming? Who's coming? Who's going to be here? So anyway, it was a good weekend.
Who did
This is taken over on the Brooklyn side. Looking back on the more traditional shot is closer to the Manhattan Bridge. But like I said before, that just puts the building it obscures the building too much. And I really wanted to show the building more than the bridge. Although I did shoot it the other way as well. Yeah.
I just
That's a
think
good
that's
example
drop dead
of-
gorgeous. And I would
Yeah.
think that would be spectacular as a metal print.
I would contact the owners of the building and sell it to them.
Well, one of the things that Juliana, who was because I asked her what the name of the building was, and she said, I honestly don't know. It was just finished, so there aren't a lot of images on, but I went in and Googled it and found out that it was One Metropolitan, and the condos in that building go for about what a house costs in Jackson. So gives you an idea of
Well,
what prices in New York City are like.
Yeah, print 25 of them on that metallic paper that Brookover has, and then price them about $20,000.
Well, David, to be perfectly honest about it, it's this weekend, and I've got 3 others that I've processed. I'm going to try that on the metallic paper and see what they look like.
Yeah, but just set one on a easel in the entryway down there and go limited edition.
Lobby of the
25.
building.
Yeah.
What's Juliana's last name?
Gus Gaspadaro. She's Greek.
Okay, we're gonna.
And I'm not sure I
here.
pronounced it properly, by the way, so.
Wait a second. Share screen. Here we go. So it's your choice, Barney, and we have no excuses because now we've got like 7-8 weeks to hit, well, actually more than that. 2 months, because the next time we meet, the peer mentor will be the 3rd, I think 3rd or 4th Wednesday in January.
So Randy, are you saying
Something
it can be
good for
shot
us.
in December or January?
Pardon?
They can be shot in December or January?
Yeah, because I don't think we meet this typically on the 4th Wednesday. So you've got more than 2 months.
Well, I don't know. Does anybody have any anything they particularly want to work on?
I'll just toss out, when Hector was showing his photographs, there was some discussion around high key, which I know nothing about. And it's not even on here. And I don't know whether I'm, stepping in something by suggesting.
Sorry, all the mud now is frozen. You can't step in anything to get yourself all muddy.
Okay, I was thinking of stepping in something worse.
Come on over and help me move the hay, the horse manure at my wife's.
There you go.
I've been doing that for almost a month now.
Hector
What do
was
you got,
using
Barney?
high key on things like birds when the sky was real bright behind them. How would you, is snow high key?
It certainly can be, because it gives you
Certainly
that.
have
Enough of that in Jackson Hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not fair. Forget it.
No, there's the other kind of high key that you can do in other parts of the country, and pardon my dog.
Well, Randy, let's go with panoramas.
Panorama.
Fun, yeah.
And again, if there's enough interest in this, again, you can put it in the comments on the survey. I just did a webinar with a fellow that specializes in panoramas. It's Milky Way panoramas, and it was quite educational. So if there's enough interest in something like that, I'm sure we could get him to do a presentation. I think it was right on line with the quality of what Hector gave us. I think I learned a lot on how to shoot panoramas, night panoramas.
That'd be great, Barney, because the thing that Hector did was wonderful.
It was. I really like the way he would show a picture and explain things about it without like rushing through it. It was really educational. Okay, guys, we got panoramas. Barney, you're going to send me some articles. You've got plenty of time to read them. Actually, there is, if I remember right, panoramas we did a couple years ago, and there already are some articles there. But Barney and I, and if any of you would like to add to it, just send me a copy. We'll try to add some more articles for panoramas and vertiramas, up and down, left and right. This should be fun. In the wintertime, there's lots of good things to take pictures of those. Okay,
Sounds good.
I will get these up first thing on the Facebook page, and I'll try to get the rest of them up. Also, the gallery for them on the Teton Photography website. All righty.
Okay.
And
Thank
Hey,
you.
thanks, everybody.
And I expect
Happy
all of you to be
Thanksgiving.
polling for Michigan State to beat Ohio State on Saturday.
No way.
Yes, way.
Wait a minute though, and you also all have to let me know if you're coming to the December 4th at the museum.
David,
Okay.
send me something that I can put in, because I'll send an email tomorrow reminding you about the Facebook page and the Teton Photography Club. Give me some information about what that I can send to all the peer mentors about where to go to get the information to you. Okay?
Okie dokie.
All righty. Thanks, guys.
Great job,
you.
Have a
everyone.
great
Randy.
Thanksgiving next week.
You too.
Won't see you till December 4th.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Enjoy your time on the